Hi, everyone. This is Donella. You're watching Careers with Donella. We're about to start at 8 o'clock. I know a lot of you joined. We are here with Lisa Hundley. So excited to have Lisa with us today. If you're trying to join the live now, please join. We're here with Lisa. You can see her information right now. Lisa, can you see that?
I sure can.
Oh, okay, great. So I just want to make sure. So, everyone, thank you for joining me on LinkedIn. This is Donella Careers with Donella. We will be starting at 8 o'clock at 7:58. If you have any questions or anything like that you'd like to ask, please send them to me in the chat. I will be looking at the private chat with that. But this is a great opportunity. We're going to be talking about work. We're going to be talking about work-life balance. And Lisa will be sharing some insights and her experience as her role. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Oh, I got a comment already from someone. Hi, Pamela. Pamela, hi. Pamela Bell. Good evening, ladies. So thank you, Pamela. So we know for sure we're live. And I clicked the right button. So thank you. Pamela is also, Lisa, going to be a future guest down the line
Oh,
for
wonderful.
April 8th. So thanks for connecting
I'll
with
be
us,
watching,
Pamela.
Pamela.
So Pamela, no, here she is. There you are. Hi, Pamela. Thank you for calling tonight.
Oh, I remember Pamela. Beautiful profile picture, too.
Yeah, that's what I said. This, I have to tell everyone if you're looking out here, this is a great profile. This is what you need on LinkedIn. Follow what Pamela did, please. Professional, engaging. It shows her personality. We love it. And we're going to be talking to Pamela on April 8th, just so you know. So you got a sneak peek of one of my future guests.
That's awesome.
So, hello everyone for joining. Again, my name is Donella. I'm Donella Tillery on LinkedIn. My brand is Careers with Donella. I am a career coach. I'm a resume writer. I used to work in corporate many moons ago. I'm not going to talk about how long ago, but now I like and enjoy working with people on different brands, on their brands. Thanks, Pamela, on their brand. And what I like to do is LinkedIn is such a great resource to bring in experts, influencers, and professionals like Lisa here. So I thought it would be great to have Lisa come in and talk with us. So let me just introduce Lisa. Lisa Taylor Hundley. She's a JD and she works with Salesforce, and she is the Human Capital and Diversity, Equity and Inclusions. She's the Global Vice President of Equality Recruiting Strategy at Salesforce. And I wanted to make sure everyone sees that. Um, Great. So with that, Lisa, hi and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello. It's good to be here.
Great. We'd love to have you. So again, we're here. There's a slight delay. It's 8:01. So I'm going to start with our Careers with Donella interview. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about exactly what do you do as the Global VP of Recruiting and Strategy at Salesforce?
Sure. So, I get excited even talking about it. I absolutely love my career. I mean, it's a job, career, whatever you want to call it. But I spend my days, literally my days, looking at diverse talent,
Hmm.
underrepresented groups, underrepresented minorities, the technical term for what we call URMs, diverse people every day, talented, diverse people. And my teams on the equality recruiting team and also other recruiters at Salesforce, we actually look to hire folks that look like me and look like you and others on the call today. We have so many applications that come through every single year. And to have a team of folks, under my leadership and just overall across, recruiting, because we have a very large recruiting organization focused on equality. It's
Hmm.
amazing. I have not been at an organization with such a focus on equality from a talent acquisition perspective, and so that is the I guess the layman's terms of my 9 to 5.
And it's great. And I did Salesforce. I used Salesforce many moons ago. So I
Awesome.
think the one thing well, would you and I have a couple of friends that actually use Salesforce, but will you just a little bit tell people what Salesforce is exactly? Because I think people see it on LinkedIn a lot and they're not really sure.
Yes. Think of the cloud. I try to keep it simple. The When you look at the customer relationship management tools that we offer, whether it's sales based, whether it's connecting to your customers, engaging better with your customers. We have, so many different products and platforms that
Mhm.
really enhance businesses, whether small or large. Even when I was at my former employer, Diversity Inc., a fabulous organization as well, we were customers of Salesforce, and we actually leveraged it to keep in touch with our partners in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Whether it's via email campaigns, sales strategies, etc. And that's just one piece of the business. We
Mhm.
support financial products. We have all kinds of different things. What we're doing here, virtual meetings and such, how you're signing your legal documents and all kinds of other things. We are a powerhouse, a force in technology, and it seeking to be, I think, that one-stop shop. So if you are a small business owner, if you're a large entity, definitely check us out. And if needed, if you really don't know, if you go to salesforce.com and not really sure where to go and what product might be a great support for you, definitely let me know and I can help connect you to the right parties. But if you're not doing business with Salesforce right now, you're missing out. You definitely want to be connected.
That's definitely great. And how did you actually get into talent acquisition?
So I've been associated and leading and had a passion and love for talent acquisition for many, many years. So it started out with early career talent, and when you're working with the university relations programs, you're connecting with interns and co-ops and helping them get situated, getting visibility within organizations, spotlighting their skills before the huge millennial push that occurred some years ago. And I just sort of really had I got energized by working with this, early career talent and folks trying to figure out their path in corporate and have never had, that type of job at all. So, started managing teams there. Also, took on leadership roles, sort of, responsible for diversity recruitment strategies of organizations as well. And I've always been close to diversity, equity, and inclusion. I've been on the front line as an activist for many, many years, but to be able to move the mark corporately. So think of it this way. For me, I am so passionate about the work I do in diversity, equity, and inclusion, or equality as we call it at Salesforce, but I'm also passionate about impacting people's lives. Okay. To be in a recruiting talent acquisition function, and you can help provide access and you can advocate for folks to change their lives literally. Some folks who have been laid off, who might be seeking a better gig, I call it, or a higher income, or even a job that's fulfilling, that meets their values. And we help open the doors to those folks. And it's life changing. And it's such a great feel good experience when you help someone get settled and they're excited and they can provide for their families or re-enter the workforce and all of those good things. So that's really how I got into talent acquisition. But having that passion and commitment and focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion, it gave me a niche type of opportunity that led to where I am now.
Just want to make sure I undo my mic. So one thing when I met you, it was really great. You were always traveling on the road. You're always busy. So I was so excited when you could do this. So I think a big thing now everyone talks about is work-life balance.
Yes.
Work-life balance. And you're one of those people that really has to do it.
Yes.
So I guess if you could share with us, because so many people now are doing their jobs, they're working from home, they're doing Zooms, they're doing this and they're doing that, and they still got to keep it together. What are some of the things that you keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself focused because you have such a high profile job?
No, I appreciate that. First and foremost, for me, working for an organization that believes in wellness and work
Mhm.
life balance, that is super important. And I'm, working within an organization that believes that, we have the wellness days and other things. I just love the focus on the people. But personally, for me, families first. And so, even with my career now, it helps provide for my family and extended family, etc. And I'm trying to build and leave a legacy for my family, but that family dynamic is super important to me. So I schedule time, and I have an awesome support system in my partner in crime, the executive assistant, Kelly Miles, who works with me, and others on the team to make sure I block out time for me and for my family. And so even with travel, so coming up over the next 4 weeks, I'm on the road. Like I'm in, 3 different offsites, and then I have my offsite. I'm bouncing around 3 different cities, and
Right.
I'm going global. Also, later this year, visiting some of my teams in other parts of the country and looking at,
Hmm.
because I'm still getting to know the business as well. But blocking time on your calendar is important. So I
Yeah.
have blocks in between certain meetings just to refresh and regroup. People don't realize this, but I'm an introvert.
Really? Wow.
I
So
am
you're
an
like me.
yes.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
So as an introvert, when I'm speaking and meeting with groups of people and constantly engaging, I'm drained, after each
Yeah.
meeting. And so sometimes I need just a refresh break and just to recoup.
Yeah.
And then not having those, hey, work until 8 o'clock or work until 9 or 10 o'clock, days every single day. And then Fridays, I like to leverage Fridays as, no meeting days per se,
Oh, that's a good idea.
yeah, and the teams need a break too, because we're going hard all week. So if you
Right.
can block your calendars on Fridays as no meeting days and just, catch up,
Hmm.
breathe for a little bit, and then check out on time and then spend
Right.
time with family, friends, whatever it is you like to do. That helps you keep your balance.
What's your what's your guilty pleasure to watch?
Oh my goodness. So I'm watching the Power side
Okay.
right now. I am a Netflix aholic to The Woman
Hmm.
Across the Street in the Window or whatever it's
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that
I
one.
haven't seen that one yet. I know which one
It's
you're talking
really
about.
good. But
Okay.
I will binge watch. When I get on something, I will binge watch until it's over. Like I was one of the late folks to Game of Thrones and
Oh,
literally watched Game of Thrones within a 40-day period. Like I'm obsessive,
that's
when I'm
impressive.
on
That's impressive.
something. So Netflix all day. I will go from series to series, show to show.
I
of it.
have to take. Wow, that's great. I'm glad you watched GOT. And for the record, for everyone on LinkedIn, Khaleesi was right. That's where I stand.
Exactly.
So people are going to be like unconnecting, disconnecting
Right.
from me now. But I was with Khaleesi. She should have did it.
Yep. I'm right with you there. So,
So just a few things. So we talked about, like a little bit about how your work-life balance and things like that. So we want to get into. I had a couple questions from people. Oh, Pamela's a binge watcher too. We want to get same here. I'm into the reality shows, but I wanted to,
mhm.
have this opportunity because I see a lot of people on LinkedIn trying to connect with recruiters
Yes.
all the time, and I see all these LinkedIn posts, and I try to tell people, everyone's looking at that we need to stay a little more professional, a little more positive.
Mhm.
Recruiters are people too.
Yes.
And I think, and I
Yes.
think people don't realize. You were talking a little bit before we started about how just you can almost get inundated, if that's the right word,
Mhm.
of how many people are approaching a recruiter on LinkedIn, and
Yes.
just how much. Can you kind of your perspective? I think would be helpful for people to understand how people are approaching you and how it's maybe not the best way when you're trying to apply for a job.
Yes. So my team has been trying to get me to change my profile, sort of switch it over to where folks just can't, direct DM
Yeah,
me.
they can
It's
just
a
follow
different
you.
type. Exactly, just follow. So folks wonder why so many people are moving towards the just follow model. It's
Mhm.
because of the DMs and just the
Right.
weight of it. My first thing is be kind to people. Kindness goes a long ways, and be patient. So I have yet to convert my profile to just the follow profile because
Mhm.
I like engaging with people. And right now, I'm finding that a lot of people need help in different
Right.
ways. It might not even just be a job, it might just, be some words of encouragement or
Right.
some folks, I'm a part of, the older generation, and folks, may have been laid off or they're going through a job change, and just sometimes that kind word of encouragement goes a long way. So I'm holding strong to not convert just yet, but I'm gonna tell you, I have days where folks they be pushing me.
Right.
Rethinking it. um
Right.
so these are things you don't want to do. For
Okay.
one, you don't want to just send your resume blindly to someone. We should
Mhm.
not be accepting as recruiters just unsolicited resumes. If you're interested
Right.
in a role, go to salesforce.com. We have
Right.
slash, companies slash careers, and check out our awesome jobs that we have, or, and then apply. But also too, if you don't know someone, so I get probably about 300 plus requests.
Wow.
Sometimes if I have a big post, it could come in a day, it could
Oh,
come in
wow.
a
Wow.
week. It depends on what it is. And
Yeah.
I answer everything. If you notice on my posts, if you say something, I'm going to like every single comment or respond to every single comment in
You
my
are good with that. I noticed that you are good with
but
that.
my team sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, Lisa, and they get concerned because it's sort of like another job after hours, having to do
Right.
that. And I respond to every single message unless someone's sending something crazy or they're trying to
Mhm.
solicit, or something of that nature. But for talent, I respond, and then I'll try to redirect them. So you have to know your audience. Me
Right.
as the leader of a team, I'm not directly recruiting. Now I'm, looking for talent, but I'm not the one, reviewing your resume and putting you through the process and having the phone conversations unless you're interviewing for one of my roles. So
Right.
coming to me, asking me a bunch of questions about the process, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have to say, hey, I need you to apply and I need you to talk to my team, because I'm
Right.
just not in the day to day with that. So know your audience. And two, if you don't know me, coming right at me first email for a referral, sometimes, I mean,
Yeah.
it offends you a bit. Like, can I get a hello? Like a how are you
Right.
doing, Lisa?
Right.
Have a great day. Something.
Right. Right.
And we get that all the time. Folks are
Yeah.
like, hey, you don't know me, but can I use your name to apply for a job? If I
Wow.
had
That's a no people.
$1 for those since I
Right.
started Salesforce, I'd have a nice little, chunk of change for my next trip or whatever. So,
Wow.
get to know your person. Everyone also wants a, hey, can I have 30 minutes or an hour? Can we meet?
Right.
And I know nothing about you. And so
Right.
just understanding that, we as leaders, so the reason it's so hard to meet with us and meet with recruiters, et cetera, it's because
Mhm.
we're busting our bottoms trying to get you all through the process,
Right.
and help you find the next big gig. So having the one-off meetings and such, it takes away from that
Right.
process too. So just understanding your ask and the impact of your ask and being kind with that, it goes a long ways.
And that's very true because I talk about that when I help people with their resumes and they're like, how do I approach? So that's why I wanted to bring that up because some people do think, oh, I just, I sent my resume and they didn't answer me back. And I tell people it takes time. So I'm glad we really addressed that. So those people out there, listen to this hard, again, go through the proper channels. I think that's what Lisa was trying to say. She does try to connect with people, but it's a process. Like people don't realize it's a huge global company
Yes,
that they
yes,
have to go through with
yes.
that. So,
And we
and,
get
when
millions of applications. Last year, we got a couple of million applications. So
right,
when you think of the numbers too, and how much attention we have to pay to the couple of million that applied, and then you have a one-off ask.
right, yeah. By the way, I need 30 minutes, and they don't
Exactly.
even know what country you're in. They probably
Exactly.
you could be in Europe, you could be or in
They
the other
know
side.
nothing about me. They just may
Yeah,
have seen a post or something. Most people can't even pronounce my name right, and,
right.
and so it's interesting. And I don't know, if that's a new trend where someone's coaching folks to tell them to do that. But it's not.
Mhm.
It's not always the best thing to do.
Right. Okay, great. Thank you. So there's
Yeah.
a I have another thing. I wanted to talk a little bit about, and we're almost done our interview, everyone. So I hope you're taking good notes. So I want to talk about I have a few people. Sometimes I have people who are working their job, they enjoy it, but now they feel that they want to go the next steps. They want to what are the right ways, or rather I say, what are your recommendations? Because again, this is just a
Yeah.
conversation about you're ready for more responsibility, you're ready for more salary, you love the company, you love the culture, but you're not quite sure how to approach your boss. Can you give some insight? You're just your perspective on that. I don't want people tomorrow, it's Monday, saying Lisa and Donella said
Exactly.
to do
Exactly.
this. So, but just your perspective.
Yeah. So the onus definitely is on the person, but if you have a great, structure within your organization, from a talent, review, talent management, succession planning
Mhm.
process, that helps a lot as well.
Mhm.
But my first question to folks, when they talk about this, or they, want guidance, or input, is, are you really ready for it? How have your performance reviews gone? What does
Mhm.
your leader think of you? Do others in the organization even know you, and
Mhm.
what you've done? Because you want your name to show up in the room when you're not there, even if you're not
Positively.
positively, even if you're not in any type of formal sponsorship type of, program, etc. But I
Mhm.
find a lot of talent, sometimes folks have no clue about the awesome things that they've done. So,
Yes.
as diverse folks, especially women, we sometimes tend to be more humble.
Yes.
We have to get better at telling our story.
Yes.
Diverse, leaders, we've been told for so many years that we have to be quieter, or we have to be
Right.
more humble, or this should be a team thing. um,
Yeah, and I do that all the time. I tell people be assertive but not aggressive
yes,
when I
yes.
talk to them.
And
Yeah.
so having that balance, is important. So when you figure out, yes, you're truly ready,
Mhm.
have that conversation. Does your leader even know that you want more responsibility? You want a stretch assignment, or you're looking for a promotion? I'm gonna tell
Mhm.
you, coming into my new role, I'm about, almost 7 weeks in now. Our we call them ESBPs, or HRBPs, however you use the term. They know, my person knows my goals and where I want
Mhm.
to be, and my plan, etc. My leader
That's good.
knows, and we're managing to that. So you have
Mhm.
to be able to tell your story to your leadership team, to your HR person or ES person, and get that visibility there. And they can coach you and guide you and let you know where you might need some more development. And
Yeah.
then be receptive. OMG. If you can't do
Yes.
constructive criticism, but you want a bigger role with a bigger title, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. Um,
Right.
so you have to be able to take constructive feedback, fair feedback, of course,
Mhm.
because if folks feel they can't share with you, or you're super defensive, or
Yes.
everything's a battle or a debate, you're
Yes.
not setting yourself up for success too. And know your worth. Okay.
Yes. I
And
tell
so,
people that all the
yes,
time.
know your worth, because if you can't get
Yeah.
it there, somewhere else you can. Don't
Yeah,
everybody
exactly.
jump ship. Please don't everybody jump ship, but know your worth. And if
Right.
you've gone through all this and you still see that you can't progress within your organization, then start working on your plan.
And that's actually another thing because I was very fortunate. I worked for corporations that were really, really good. And they
Mhm.
helped me where now I'm working for myself. It's, that experience, I tell people not to burn bridges
Yep.
because I worked for corporate companies. It helped me better work with people, one on one. This is how we can, how you can approach your boss, how we can talk about negotiation. So I always try to tell people not to burn bridges.
Yes.
Another thing I think people don't, and you kind of brought it up, what if you realize that you're not the right fit for the culture? Because sometimes it just happens, it's not the right company for you, it's not the right nonprofit. Whether, or maybe, you feel like, well, maybe this is ageism, or am I too young? Am I too old? And people are kind of starting to go all this stuff in their head, which affects their performance.
Yes.
What
Yes.
it is, it's really part of it is this is just not the right position or maybe place for you. Is there some insight you can give on that? I know that was a lot, but if you can share a little bit about that.
I mean, do you know what your values are? What makes
Mhm.
you happy? What completes you, per se? Because we
Mhm.
spend so much time, in our careers, whether we're remote or in the
Yeah.
office, the hours that we're, with each
Yes.
other on video, or in the office in meetings, etc. It's a lot of
Right.
time. So you should be comfortable. It might be a
Right.
challenge. You might have a super challenging job, but you should at least feel like you can be yourself. You should feel that it's an inclusive work environment. Hopefully the values of the organization fit and connect to your values. And if not, it's time to really, really step back and think about if that organization is for you. Because today, talent has choices. Okay. The
Yeah.
great resignation, as they call it, it's real. And so many people are moving around, making big moves because they've realized that, hey, it's not the best fit. They're not happy, day to day, and they deserve more, or, want to feel included and valued in their organization. And so they're making some moves. I always tell folks, because I don't believe in starving through the struggle either, but be proactive and
Mhm.
start making your exit plan, if needed. If you truly can't see yourself fitting, if you're miserable logging into your Zoom every morning,
Right.
that's a problem.
That was one of those for, yeah, it happens.
Yes. And so with that though, there's so many companies out there, that
Mhm.
you can look into, where I'm telling everybody to go check out,
Right.
salesforce.com. But if that's not for you, there's so many other top 50 plus, I call it, companies for diversity and inclusion. You can go to diversity.com even and check out the list and
Right.
see, what some of the other companies are. But find a company, visit the website, read up on
Yes,
the
the
leaders.
background.
You see what I'm saying? The culture. Do your work too to find your best fit.
That's very true. So we're going to close out. I would like to know, what book are you reading, or a favorite book of yours?
So it's interesting, how to be an anti-racist. I'm
Oh,
revisiting
okay.
that one because I'm preparing some enablement or training type of work, with our team. Our team,
Mhm.
I love their thirst for knowledge, and they've
Mhm.
been through all of the, the bias training, microaggression, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to take it a little bit deeper, and so I was just doing a refresh there. And then, of course, I have my trash, reading too in the evenings when I'm unwinding. I
Right.
love romance novels by, Black African American authors, as
Hmm.
well. So if you're
Right.
out there listening, send me your stuff because I'm an avid reader there too. Just supporting the community that's had a struggle when it's come to publishing, from time to time. But those, that's what's on my desk right now that I've been sort of refreshing on. And then also, that's my lighter reading as well.
Oh, that's great. Well, I want to thank you tonight, Lisa, for taking a few minutes out of your time. I'd like to close out with just something, maybe something for you, your final thought for
So
everyone here on LinkedIn World.
definitely, I encourage you all to feel empowered. This is your time. The opportunities are out there. Evaluate what's important for you and what you need to be fulfilled in your career, and then create your plan and execute on it, because this is the time. And I don't care what your age is, I'll be transparent. I just turned 51 February 1st and started a new career. So I just want folks, that have been struggling, faced with layoffs, or, not, feeling valued within their organization. Think about you, know your worth, and take action. And it will all work out. Just stay encouraged.
And that's wonderful. And thank you so much, Lisa. And I just want to thank everyone for taking the time. This session will be recorded on LinkedIn. And again, Lisa, thank you wherever you are in the world.
Thank you. Thank
For the
you.
next 4 weeks, be safe. And everyone,
Thank you
again,
so
hope
much.
this is great feedback. Hope this was informative for everyone. Again, I'm Donella Tillery. I'm a career coach, a resume writer, and a LinkedIn Live creator. I love doing this. I have some amazing upcoming guests that you will see on my profile. So again, Lisa, thank you so much. Get some rest and have a wonderful long weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks,
Goodbye.
everyone, and we're going to end our broadcast.